Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cyber Voices, the official podcast of the Australian Information Security Association, otherwise known as AISA. I'm your host, as always, David Willett, and it is my pleasure to have you with us as we explore the diverse voices of the Australian cyber industry. Welcome back to Cyber Voices, coming to you live at CyberCon Australia 2025. We're still here on day one, bringing you insights and thought leadership and all of the amazing speakers that you may have seen or may have missed, keeping the CyberCon dream alive for months and months after it ends. My guest today here on day one, sitting in the podcast booth, is the fabulous Kari Byron. So Kari is a pioneering television host and STEM advocate, best known for her decade-long role on Discovery Channel's Mythbusters, where she became the longest-running female presenter in the channel's history. As part of the build team, she helped transform how audience engage with science through explosive experiments and rigorous testing. Now, she's got a stack of film credits here. You know them, I know them, she knows them, and we want to hear from her herself. So, Kari, thank you for joining us here on Cyber Voices.
I'm happy to be here. I've done a lot of cybersecurity conferences lately. I don't know why. You guys love me.
What do you think? Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think's spurring that on?
It could be that my new mission in life really is the National STEM Festival, and I'm taking it global. So, hey, Australia, if there's government or industry out there that wants their own STEM festival, basically, I have rebooted what was the White House Science Fair, which it celebrates kids from all over America and the territories for their innovations. And we have like a big celebration of like the kids that are going to be the future solution seekers. So my advocacy for STEM, I think, is creating tomorrow's workforce. And since every tech industry from AI to cybersecurity is really competing for that same group of really, really innovative kids, I think cybersecurity is like, hey, help us seed tomorrow's cybersecurity geniuses.
Yeah, the crossover with STEM and cybersecurity, I mean, I feel that cybersecurity sits in that STEM acronym quite well,
absolutely.
actually. Yeah, absolutely it does. So it makes sense as to why the cyber crowd is wanting to hear from you quite a bit then. Is this your first time joining us here at CyberCon in Melbourne?
It is. I haven't been to Australia since like 1999.
Get out, really?
Yeah, I was a backpacker. I stayed in a youth hostel in Sydney and then took buses on my way up the coast. But I have not been to Melbourne before. So I have had such a great time walking around the city.
Isn't it an amazing city?
It's beautiful.
I mean, as a Melburnian, I'm very proud of it.
I do have to say, the people here are extra specially nice.
Oh, really?
Like a door will be held open for you. Like everybody has just been so kind and welcoming.
And what have you made of CyberCon so far as your first time visiting our humble little cyber conference?
I mean, I haven't spent much time walking around the floor, but I see some of the companies that I recognize. So I'm just hoping I don't get hacked while I'm here. I'm hoping all my cybersecurity friends are protecting me. I'm not turning my phone on at all. I walk around with a little Faraday cage in my bag. Oh, I am familiar. When I was going to a hacker con in Las Vegas, my plane was grounded because of some ransomware, and there was all these guys pulled out their laptops and they're furiously typing. And I was like, the official story was not the same story they were telling me. They're like, nah, we got hacked.
They would have been loving it, though.
Oh, my. I mean, except for we were all stuck in the airport together.
But there is that. There is that. But they would have been feeding on all the gossip that was going on outside.
Yeah. Every industry has their gossip.
Absolutely. Now, have you already been on stage at this point? Or
nope. I'm going to be on stage in a couple hours.
Oh, so I get a little preview.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So what is it that you've come to share with us at CyberCon today?
Mythbusters was an Australian production, so I know that it's big here. My Mythbusters career has kind of led me into a STEM advocacy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm hoping that at some point Australia wants their own National STEM Festival and they call me, because I love inspiring kids and making sure that they're seen for their journeys into STEM careers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so you're wanting to just sort of extend a little bit of that love to us. So tell us a little bit about the program that you have been running in the States.
So it is a reimagining of the White House Science Fair, but I wanted to take it away from just one administration so they would have a more lasting legacy, because I feel like STEM is so important and it needs to transcend beyond politics, right? So I got it completely sponsored by industry. So all of the kids are sponsored to go. That way we can bring kids from underserved communities that historically have not been able to participate in events like this. And we have an incredible diversity of kids coming from rural places, coming from inner cities, coming from territories and islands all the way across the world. And they're all coming to Washington, D.C. to show their innovations and research and that sort of thing and create their own community. And STEM community, I feel like, is the most important thing that we can create. Because when we all work alone, we don't elevate based on the community that can help each other. So when we bring all of these kids in from all over the place, I feel like we're making connections that might have a ripple effect and might be exponentially more important, because the next cure for cancer or solving the plastic problem is going to come from this STEM community. I really believe that.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're looking for it in places where people would not traditionally look for this kind of solution. I mean, in young people for certain, but making it accessible is it's surprising that it's not really thought of more often, because STEM can actually have a pretty steep barrier for entry in some cases. It can be expensive to get into the right universities or to even be able to move to the right location to be able to start studying or kind of ignite that fire. How long have you been running this for?
Well, okay, so I hosted the White House Science Fair during the Obama administration, and
Right,
then
yes.
the science fair went away, and I was mad about that. So I had the opportunity at South by Southwest to interview the Secretary of Education and basically shamed him online and stalked him for 2 years. Campaigned, I guess. Maybe stalking sounds bad. I campaigned for like 2 years.
It is what it is.
to get this permission. And finally, I was just like, give me the keys and I will build this kingdom. And he said, okay. So my business partner and I, Jenny Bukos, we got to work and we came up with a framework for this festival. And we've had 2 very successful festivals. All of the kids came back to mentor the next group of kids. And what I think made this really, really just important and impactful is that industry is supporting it. So, for example, there's this kid, Gabriel. He comes from Maine. He's like 17 years old. And he wanted to solve a problem. What we're trying to do is find kids that want to solve a problem in their community or the world and make a difference. So he realized that expensive pill sorting machines in pharmacies in underserved communities it's too expensive and they're not accessible. So he created an app on his iPhone that can count pills and identify them just by taking a picture and using AI. He met a representative from Pfizer at the festival who got him into trials, and now this app can be used in pharmacies. It's this amazing connection where these kids, some of them have patent-ready projects, and they really do want to change the world. But being seen by industry makes them see that pathway.
Did industry have that kind of engagement with it when it was the White House Science Fair? When it was a more government-backed initiative?
When it was the White House Science Fair, it was more like the kids that were showing up, they definitely were seen for their STEM, and there was some interaction. Like, I do know that I saw a couple patents coming, but it was more like the kids were the ones that were going after the industry, whereas here we kind of have a VIP day where C-suite CEOs and high level government are all walking around looking at their projects and engaging directly with the kids. So it's way different now. Like, I think that people are understanding that we need to help the future workforce and we need to support them. So I think that all of the industries, especially cybersecurity, are showing up and meeting these kids and kind of guiding them towards the path that they want them. Like, hey, we need the geniuses. Come with us.
Yeah, amazing. And how old are some of these kids?
It's junior high to high school. So it's like
Teenagers, space.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
There are a couple brilliant kids. There was like a couple kids that were like 11 and they were sophomores in high school, which I believe most of those kids are about 15. So, there are definitely some geniuses there, but they all come from a place of positivity. There was this little girl, Linda, who took polystyrene, mixed it with wheat bran, and realized that the mealworms that would feast on that would actually break down the polystyrene. So these mealworms not only could be used as protein sources themselves, but could also start to solve the plastics problem. This girl is 11.
Wow. I was going to say, the CEOs may not be able to offer her a job right now, but they could definitely keep their eye on that.
I mean, recruiters for sports teams are looking at young kids and like, okay, we're going to keep an eye on you. So why wouldn't recruiters for industry do the same?
Yeah, and I think what blows my mind about that, I mean, apart from the fact that she's 11, but that at any age, someone could just go, I wonder if this could be a potential solution. I know how mealworms act. I know the problem that polystyrene causes. And I am 11 years old and I'm actually really worried about the future of the planet.
Right.
So I'm going to dive in and actually give this a try and test this hypothesis. How rewarding it must be to actually see all of this in action. I love it.
The part that gets me the most is in the beginning of the festival. It's usually like 5 days, and we give them like a tour of the Capitol, and there's all of these sort of like team building kind of things. And in the beginning, they're all strangers and they're all a little bit shy. And a lot of these kids maybe back home don't get appreciated for what they do, and they might be shy, but they come to this festival, and by the end, they're singing Taylor Swift songs together with their arms around each other. Like they've made friendships for life. I have not had a closing party where I wasn't bawling because I was just crying because it was just so beautiful to see the connections that were made and to see these kids become friends. And I have parents and teachers call that I've had a couple of these stories where it's like, at home, my daughter gets bullied.
Mm-hmm.
She's so brilliant and so beautiful. And at home, she didn't have friends. She came here and she found her people. She found her community, and her life has been impacted emotionally because now she has people that are her peers and she emails with them and she has friends. And that story kind of got repeated over and over. Finding community. Listen, I'm already getting choked up. Finding community is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys out here in this cyber convention, like you come here and you're all interested in cyber. This is your community, and the bridges that are built here, it could possibly change the industry. I feel like the friendships that are built at these STEM festivals could change the world. So I'm hoping to bring it to Australia as well, because this is a big country with a lot of kids that, like I said, brilliance doesn't know borders. Maybe a kid in Sydney meets a kid in Tasmania, and maybe they're the ones that figure out how to close that ozone hole.
Yeah. And how important to help people so young figure out who their community or who their tribe is so early. Because I certainly know I did not find mine until I was well into my 30s, I think. Because, like, I think a lot of us who come from that background of being maybe a little bit quote unquote nerdy, like we were always the outsider a little bit, especially when you move out into those rural areas and all that. So that's really incredible. I'm wondering what is like the day-to-day like in the program. So when a young person comes into the program or into the fair, like what do they go through? What are they challenged with? What does it look like?
So we start out with a challenge. Basically, it's online. You submit your project, which goes through a review by STEM industry. So we have a bunch of blind judging going on the project. Now, if they make it to the finals, then they create a video, because we know storytelling is one of the most important STEM skills, because if you can't explain your innovation or your engineering, it's not going to go anywhere. So they make a video and then they go through a second round of judging, and then we choose the kids from that. We put all the videos up on the website, nationalstemfestival.com. We have the videos of like the champions previously. But what we also do is, we don't want it to just be the kids at this physical festival that get inspired, because, we are looking for projects that make the world a better place. We want all kids to start thinking like this, because it's not necessarily the kids that are are focused on STEM now that are going to necessarily be the leaders. You might be an artist. You might be, as long as you're somebody who wants to make the world a better place, like STEM is for you. So we also do these things that are online digital storytelling content. Like we have a series called Office Hours, where we interview people in different industries to tell how they had their origin stories, tell how they got their jobs. And it's not necessarily linear. It's not like, I want to be in cybersecurity, I'm 13 years old. It might be that they went to college to learn how to be, art history major, but that turned out to be a pathway that led them to be an innovations trend coordinator at a major STEM company.
So you've done 2 of these now, and you're gearing up for the 3rd. Is that correct?
So in 2026, we're going to be part of America 250 because it's our big celebration. So it's gonna be sort of in conjunction with that. We're looking for the next 250 years. It's something that I'm very passionate about, is getting us ready. And I don't see it as just an America thing. I really see this as a global situation. That's why I'm taking the STEM Festival out into the rest of the world with my business partner. We have a learning platform called Explore, and it's all kind of through this. So currently, you can check us out online to see how to be a part of this at nationalstemfestival.com. And then maybe Australia wants us to come out there too.
Yeah. If maybe there just might be someone listening in the audience this afternoon, or who might pick up this podcast and go, "Geez, I'd like to get
in the government. We want to support the scientists for our country."
Plenty of them out there wandering around. Yeah, and I guess you've kind of already answered this, but the question I had in mind was like, well, what can Australia learn from what you're doing here? Like, can we adapt this model? Can your model come straight here? Could someone else just pick it up and run with it? Like, what can Australia learn?
Well, basically, I'm trying to create a festival in a box so that like we can bring it to you and then you guys can do it.
Of course.
And if you do it, I'll show up.
I was going to say, you don't want to be overseeing
I'm going to show up because I want to come back here. I love Australia, but yeah, we've created a framework that makes it sort of a plug and play, so it's easy for industry and for government to come in and support the kids.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming and visiting our beautiful city and bringing your wonderful message to CyberCon. I hope the keynote goes really, really well this afternoon.
I'm just excited to be here. This is my first time here in this city, and I am really, really enjoying it, and the food has been amazing.
Are you around for much longer after CyberCon?
A little bit,
yeah.
Here, Sydney, here and there.
I can't believe you were on Mythbusters for so long with Australians and you never came.
That's the thing. I've got so many friends to visit because all the Australians came back, had a bunch of kids, there's family, so I've got a bunch of people to visit before I leave.
Yeah. And are you a coffee drinker?
Oh, yeah.
Because you've heard that Melbourne has pretty much the best coffee in the world, right?
What's your favorite? I'll bring some home.
Well, you can wander down any of the laneways in the CBD in the city. You'll just find all kinds of like little boutique roasters and cafes, and usually run by like Italian families and all that kind of stuff as well.
I think I found them yesterday. I was walking around and just by my nose, I saw candy, I saw coffee.
Yeah. And you can smell it. And
yes.
They call us the breakfast capital of the world, by the way, because
I believe that.
Coffee, cafes. I understand you've also got a podcast as well.
I do. You guys want to check out what I'm doing these days. Me and Tori Belleci from the Mythbusters have mythfitspodcast.com. Come check out the Mythfits podcast. We talk to all sorts of weird, fun, strange people and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay. In theme with what you used to do on Mythbusters?
Yeah, we're curiosity communicators, and we do talk to a lot of people who are on Discovery Channel because that's our peers.
All right. Well, make sure you check that out. We'll include all the links in the episode description. I hope you have a wonderful time here, and thank you so much for coming in and sharing your voice with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Cyber Voices. Our music is by Sanar Garut, our show artwork is by Studio Quarantine, and we record our show at This Is a Studio in Pran, Melbourne, part of Popplant Productions. Please make sure you follow the show on your podcast platform of choice and leave us a 5-star review. This will help others find the show. Also, please follow the association on LinkedIn and Instagram. If you want to add your voice to our ever-growing chorus of diverse cyber voices, have questions, feedback, or would like to be a sponsor, you can do so by emailing us at cybervoices@asa.org.au. That's cybervoices@aisa.org.au. Are you an ASA member? If not, you should consider joining our network of over 12,000 members across Australia. An ASA membership can open doors, build professional networks, create lifetime friendships, and offer exclusive training, events, and other perks. Become a member today by heading to our website at asa.org.au. That is all for today. I hope you will join us again next time on Cyber Voices.